Alrighty, we are back with another market summary for this week. It was a pretty horrible week altogether for the S&P, the Dow, and the Nasdaq. I think the Nasdaq actually ended up leading the way down. All the way down here for QQQ is down to 283. That is a pretty aggressive move down. That's the lowest we've been since October of 2020 when we were having that recovery. We're going to go through some stuff that happened this week. We're going to go through some stuff that happened this week, trades that we made, why we made them, kind of maybe go over some technical analysis or whatever the reasoning was behind that trade. We'll kind of explain that in an educational sense, and hopefully y'all can learn from that. Also going to be covering some important news, what to look out for next week, and all sorts of cool stuff. If you are not already in, there is a free Discord in the description of the video. There's also a premium version of that where you can sign up via this. There is a 7-day free trial, so you can do that, cancel anytime, and next week you can see all the trades that are happening. I will say a lot of the trades this week would have paid for a full month of this, even if you only spent like $100. But if you do have issues with money and you can't afford the $29 a month, feel free to reach out in the comments or to my email, blake@dailydaytrades.info, and we can figure out a price that works better for you. I think that everyone should have access to whatever they need. Now let's get into the plays. First off, I posted a new article on the website. This is about option straddles, which I've been using a lot with the volatility. This is also in the link in the description. That's completely free as well. We have Ford selling more Rivian. JetBlue is trying to buy Spirit. Luna, I think that was the name of the crypto. I'm honestly not sure. 90% sure it was Luna. It's zero. That has a lot of implications there. And then SPY was about at 400 to start the week. I did end up live streaming for a bit. That's on this same channel. So if you would like to see those live streams, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. You'll see when I go live, or just join the Discord and I send it out to everyone. So I ended up buying calls on Spirit Airlines on Monday. That was a pretty simple play. It was kind of just risk reward, right? So if they go the hostile takeover route, then they're just going to be buying up shares, and obviously they're not going to be selling them because they're trying to get a majority share in the company. If they go the just straight up acquisition route, then I think they were offering $30 something for that, so that would have been pretty easy play to make there. They opened up like 10% up, but they were up more than 20 at some point in pre-market, so that one was a really easy way to start the week. So I ended up taking about 40% profit on that and then kind of holding around some of them a little bit longer. This is a pretty common theme this week. SPY was either absolutely tanking or trading completely sideways. When it's just like boink, 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 just jumping around like crazy like this, it's really difficult to find momentum in certain things, especially when most people are really paying most of their attention to the indexes. So they're trying to figure out if it's going to be a good day or a bad day. And if it's a bad day, then the growth companies are probably going to get smacked again. If it's a good day, they'll probably do really well, and then maybe the value plays won't. It all depends on this, especially in a time like this week where there were such big fluctuations in the market, especially like I think Wednesday we lost like 5%. We'll go over that in a second. Got a couple new people signing up. Welcome to those guys. Thank you guys very much for joining. Very good stuff. Elon and Twitter were still going back and forth about their whole, how many spam accounts are there, how many fake users are there. He's not backing out of the deal. I do think Elon wants to buy Twitter, but on Friday, which is today at the time of recording this, Twitter did say that they're not willing to renegotiate the price. So initially I thought this whole ordeal was Elon kind of trying to undercut them on the price that they were planning on paying per share. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think they're pretty solid on where they stand with that. It's whatever. Tech is just a complete crapshoot right now, but we had a ton of retail news. We had retail sales for the actual economy, and then we had retail earnings, starting off with Walmart, which was absolutely destroyed. Major concerns with their margins, things like that. I talked about this on a separate video. I think that Walmart is definitely something that is pretty inflation proof. They're gonna continue to be a massive corporation for many years to come. I think they'll come back from whatever this was and continue their pretty much retail dominance over every sector. And with the inflation, I mean, they sell stuff pretty cheap. So that people might start leaning there more once their buying power is lowered as a consumer. Then Target followed Walmart. This was an absolute crapshoot too. As you can see, they're not even making any sort of rebound. They're way back here towards more 2020 levels. We're really looking back towards the start of the recovery because we're kind of retracing back there economically and earnings wise too. You can see that they beat earnings every single quarter. And then here we have just an absolute implosion. They dropped profit margins by 50%. I don't think Target will make it back anytime soon. They probably will not make as quick of a rebound as Walmart will. So if you're gonna bet on one of those, I would pick Walmart. Doesn't mean Target's a bad company. It's just not at the same caliber that Walmart is. Ended up selling most of the save for $77. I think it was about 35% gain on that, or on the rest of those. I got a little more on the ones beforehand. The implied volatility just dropped really quickly, so we kind of had to hop out of that one. And I had one Affirm call. That's kind of relevant. I was going to explain in detail why I had one and I was going to buy more, and then I just ended up selling it, so that's pretty much useless. Starbucks day trade. This ended up being a losing trade, I believe. Oh, crap. Sorry, YouTube. I don't know if that gets me in trouble, but I got somehow very bamboozled on the Starbucks fill. I don't know how. I played it perfectly, and then essentially it didn't go up. I don't know how I got filled that terribly. It was like 20% off of the market price. So we made the trade, didn't lose any money, all good. I drew this line of what I thought SPY was going to do for the rest of the day. We then go back to SPY for the day, and let me tell you, I was pretty proud of this. This is pretty much a perfect line. Not necessarily this part. It went pretty much straight down right after that. But the line that we drew was pretty good. I kind of just, that was a guess. So, great guess. Ended up buying some Twitter puts. That was just because the delay in the deal was just kind of going south. Market's kind of losing confidence in the deal and how exactly it's going to happen. So I got those. They were 36.5. I said 36. I fixed that. I also got some Square puts. Same deal. This one was more simple. 140 stop, 220 take profits. Then I ended up taking 35% on the Twitter and then holding the rest for the remainder of the week. Just kind of, so I bought a decent amount. Well, they were pretty cheap, so I bought quite a few. And then when it was around 0.7, I was trying to sell them. Ended up getting 0.67, which is still pretty good. That's about 35%. And then with the profits of that, I retained some contracts that were essentially free. They weren't completely free, but they were almost completely free of risk, which I consider to be a relatively free contract, unless, it jumped 20% in a day. I wasn't going to get out of that play without making at least some money. Then I quickly sold the Square, made 25% on that. That was a very quick trade, but hey, that would have paid for a couple months of alerts right there just in that 30 minutes, so that's not such a bad deal. We got another bird of the day here. I did miss the bird of the day like the first 2 days, but we're good. And then as we come towards a close on the 18th, we are nearing a circuit breaker. That is when anything drops 7%. We were 5% on the NASDAQ there for a bit. So, that was a really sketchy day. I probably could have held on to those puts a little bit longer, but I definitely did not expect it to get that oversold that quickly. It was a pretty quick decline. Then we've got a pretty basic definition of recessions, inflation, stagflation, the main worries that are causing the market to act the way that it is. This was just kind of a quick little econ lesson that I wanted to put out there because there's a lot of articles and headlines that are saying certain things. A lot of people disagreeing or agreeing with each other. A lot of different factors involved in it. So this was just kind of like a summary on kind of what I think is going on and the important things to look at as that carries forward. Thursday was a horribly boring day. I ended up getting some SPY puts. They were picking up steam there for a bit. I had a pretty set stop at 393 for if that were to go the wrong way. That ended up being a pretty much break-even trade, which isn't always a bad thing, but holy moly, it traded sideways the entire day. I stared at charts for like 2 hours off and on and just got so bored and decided pretty much not to trade anything yesterday. Then I was busy today. I had an appointment across town. But then we hop in Full Send Friday, where we buy daily expiration contracts. It's a really dumb idea. Don't do it if you end up joining the Discord, especially if you're on the premium one. That's the only place I post the Full Send Friday stuff. Got PayPal and Neoputs pretty much at the exact same time. Got 60% or almost 70 on half the Neo and then 70% on the PayPal very, very quickly. As you can see, that's like 10 minutes. So yeah, we basically got, a couple of years of subscriptions here in about maybe 20 minutes, but I only sold half here, sold half the PayPal, and then I said, you know what, I'm not going to be greedy, going to sell all the PayPal, and I'll hold a little bit more of the Neo. Gave some insight into that Neo play. You guys can take a look at this. There is a line here that is 1638. Super random number. I don't know why that number was important for the day, but it bounced off that like 30 times and then eventually went below it. Once it went below it, I bought it. Then I sold it down here. Quick 70%. Zero risk on that play anymore. And then I ended up selling the rest for 100% and then posted an absolutely fantastic bird of the day, yellow face parrot. Wow, look at that guy. That's just wow. I do apologize for missing a couple bird of the days this week. I know that's the most important part of this Discord by far. So yeah, if you want to get all these trades next week, it's completely free. There's a link below that is for trade alerts. Everything is in the same Discord, so the free Discord is down here. We got some education on there and stuff too. And then, the launch pass link that you'll see down there gives you access to the all of the alerts. So there's only certain things on the free daily day trades channel. There's also that website down there that I told you about, and there's a lot of articles on there. I'll be posting a few more this weekend. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more watch lists, news, trades, birds, anything. And if you want to see anything other than that, then freaking leave a comment and I'll make sure to fit it into the video. We did hit 400 subscribers, no big deal. So yeah, thank you for all 400 of you. Have a good weekend. Bye.